Alright, this is the third time filming this video because both times my phone has crashed. So we're just going to hope it doesn't happen again. Today I'm going to be talking about the Armshark Kraken clone and the One Falcon. And the reason I'm doing this is because these are two products that I very much recommend to anyone. If they ask, I have $50 and I want a clone or I want a cheap balisong to get started on, these are the two that I always recommend. And I recommend both for different reasons. And so, I'm going to kind of cover that now. So if anyone, if I do recommend these products to anyone, I can link them in this video and say, these are the reasons why this is a bit more information on that. So I'm going to talk about both of them. We'll talk about the Falcon first. It is a very beginner-friendly knife. I'm going to say, if you are a beginner, and it's your first ever that you're buying, then maybe I would look into this first over the Armshark Kraken. But definitely still look into both. But I'm going to, talk about a few things on this that make it very beginner-friendly. So first is the balance and the way it flips. It is very, maybe not neutral, but it's very kind handle bias. i.e. it still has very good, it still has all the very good momentum of a handle bias knife, but it also has the, a forgiving balance, in that it fans very well, and it, flips very predictably. You're not going to have any trouble manipulating this and getting the balisong to do what you want when you're flipping. Anyway, it's very grippy. It's very good milling out of the handles. A very grippy, deep jimping at the ends, which help when you're learning choker fans and things. And I have a review on this that covers everything as well. But that's kind of one of the main selling points for beginners, is just how well this flips and how easy it is to learn tricks on this. One thing I will note that is not very beginner friendly, and if you are just getting to the hobby, you might want to think about this. This is either a good point or a bad point, depending on kind of your view of this. And it's about tuning and tolerances. If you're really into tolerances, like I am, and you like how a knife sounds, and you like how it flips, if it's got no play, no tap, I would say just be careful of the One products, because they often come with tap, and they often come with oversized bushings, which is better than undersized, but it's not perfect. And so when you get one of these, you might have to do a bit of maintenance or a bit of, not mod work, but you might have to sand the bushings, or you might have to, Loctite the screws, or something like that, in order to get rid of the tap and play, because it's not often that I've seen them come without tap and play. The One generally just gives oversized bushings, because then they can't, then they can always be fixed to be perfect, which I've done on this. The bushings on this are now perfect because I sanded them. But you'll see, this has got no tap, and it's got very little play. Well, no play. But yeah, it's just something to bear in mind if you don't want to do any tuning work, if you don't want to touch the screws, if you don't want to sand any bushings. I'd say maybe just be careful of the One products. Not careful of them, but if you really want good tolerances and you can't be bothered to do any of the tuning work, I would say maybe Armshark is better for that, because they have very good tolerances out of the box. But on the other hand, flip hand, I will say, because this comes with extra bushings, and because it comes with oversized bushings, it gives you a perfect opportunity to learn how to fix tolerances on the knife. This gives you like the perfect platform as a beginner. It flips great, it's very predictable, it's lightweight, it teaches you things. You can learn tricks on this, and you can learn how to fix tolerances on this. So maybe that in itself is a selling point. That this is a very good very good beginner option. Yeah. It's also not a clone, which might be better for some people. You know, obviously I understand the morality of cloning something and how that's not, you know, a good thing. I'm a design student. I kind of understand the whole premise of, you know, I don't want my designs to be stolen, but it's fair enough. Now for this, well, I'll just quickly say this. For $50, this, you can't go wrong. This is the safe option. It's the good option for anyone. This is kind of like the base platform, I'd say. You really cannot go wrong with this. There is nothing that I can really find that's a problem that can't be, you know, justified for the price. You know, maybe it's not titanium, maybe it's not the best materials, but for $50 you're not getting that anyway. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, there's no problems with this. It's pretty much perfect in all the ways you need it to be as a beginner. Now, for this, you know, if someone asks me what clone should I get, or I'm looking into, or, you know, if they like squid products or something, and they're looking for a clone of one of their products, I recommend this, by Arm Shark. And, you know, I've mentioned this earlier, it has perfect tolerances, out of the box. No tap, bit of wiggle, I'll say, because I haven't, you know, I haven't tuned this since I got it. This is literally out of the box with some lube and tightened up screws. But other than that, you know, this is pretty perfect if you're looking for a Kraken clone, or any clone for that matter, in its price range. I'm going to say, you know, the stuff by Arm Shark is a pretty good option just because of how well built they are. It's got very good grip. You know, this texture. It's got jimping. The jimping isn't that deep, but it's there, so that's good. I'm going to say it's a very good replica of the Kraken. You know, it's got the slightly longer handles, which the Kraken has, which I like. All the milling patterns are pretty good. The holes are in the right place. It's got, you know, press fit Zens. It's got inked hardware. It doesn't have, like Bally Plus products, it doesn't have the Squid Industries logo on there, which is a plus for a lot of people. You know, you don't want to buy a clone and it have the original brand logo on, because that is just morally wrong. I would say this is probably one of the best Kraken clones out there. That's for sure. It flips great. It looks great. Arm Shark do this purple, you know, they do pink, purple, teal, they do a black, like blackout one. They do silver, they do grey. They do red, I think. Well, no, they might not do red. But they do like a teal and a turquoise, blue, whatever. Something like that. Cyan, I can't remember what they call it. But they all look really good. They do inked and normal blades as well. So I'm going to say if you're looking for a clone, if you like Squid Industries products, definitely check this one out. It's got a little bit more handle bias, but other than that, it flips very well. It's got good grip, it's got good tolerances. There's not really going to be much you do to this knife, and it's going to flip amazing. So kind of to recap, you know, if you're a beginner, you can't go wrong with this, definitely not. It's pretty much the perfect beginner battle song, and I will always continue to recommend it. I can't find anything wrong with it, so far at least. But if you're looking for a clone of a, you know, of a product that's already out there, I would say this is the best clone I've found so far. And it has very good tolerances, so you can't go wrong with that. Anyway, that's going to kind of just cover my two favourite knives, I guess. I've decided not to sell this anymore, so I'm keeping hold of this more. I'm keeping hold of this still. In fact, I prefer it more than my Squid Trainer at this point. I just love flipping it. This I sadly have to give back to Jake tomorrow. It's the 21st today. While I'm filming this, you probably won't see this until next week, when I'm back from my break. But, you know, So this will be gone by then. But just know I really like this thing. And I'm thinking about buying my own, but I'm not quite sure yet. I might just buy something else, because I've already flipped this and now I've had the experience, so I want to try something else. But yeah, these are my two favourite. These are what I recommend to new people. And if you have, I don't know, any input for any of these, leave that in the comments, I guess. I'll link both of the links to buy these from AliExpress. Both will be about 4 weeks delivery. You know, it's what I've kind of come to expect from AliExpress, you know, based off of past experience. So yeah, short summary, I guess. Beginner, buy this. Want a squid clone, buy that. So yeah.